It's time to keep the music. It's time. You ready?
Well, we're ready for the Muppet Show tonight.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum. Da, 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 da. Does that make you Kermit the Frog or me Kermit the Frog? Am I Miss Piggy or am I Gonzo? Who's the bear again? Fozzie.
Fozzie.
I could be a Fozzie. Welcome back to the bench. Today, we're talking about
Potential impact of AI.
and the potential harm of AI. In the last little while, there's been some pretty big stories about AI going rogue and doing things that people thought it wasn't going to do or didn't even consider the ramifications of letting a bot just go free on their data.
In all fairness, it's not the AI's fault. Someone set it up and let them do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah,
I think
it's always somebody's fault.
we got to think of it as like a toddler or a young kid. It's like they don't know, right? They have all this context and understanding, but they don't know necessarily right from wrong, and they're making decisions to get to the end goal. So a couple examples recently is a Meta executive used one of the
Clawbot, wasn't it?
a Claude bot
Yeah.
on her emails and gave it a goal to go do. And it decided its best way to get to this goal was to delete all of her emails. She literally had to disconnect her laptop from the internet to make it stop doing this thing. That must have been like a freak out moment while you're like, oh my God, what is it doing? Why is it doing this?
Watching emails disappear and knowing, I'm even more so that knowing that the emails are on the cloud and shared everywhere. So you delete it one place, it's going away. It's not like it used to be where you downloaded your email to your computer.
Yeah.
So obviously she was running the Clawbot on her machine, and that was connected to the cloud to do the work. But it could have been even worse if the Clawbot was out on the internet in cloud on its own. Could have just kept going and going and going.
That's a good point there is depending on where you're running these bots is amplifying the amount of danger and turn off. In all the instances that we're about to talk about, the bots were told to stop and they didn't because it was focused on getting its goal done. And because the people using them who are smart, who are in technology, didn't truly understand how efficient they were going to be to getting to its goals.
So like those classic examples, comedy examples where, someone gets a genie out of the bottle and the genie interprets the wishes in ways that they could never expected.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at with a little bit of the AI is that you tell it something, you think it makes sense to you. It interprets your request in a way you didn't anticipate.
The takeaway of this is like when you're thinking about using one of these bots on your email is instruct it is you are not allowed to delete emails. You can archive them. You can move them to other folders. So that's cautionary tale number one. The next cautionary tale is about Pocket OS. In the last couple of weeks, Pocket OS is an organization that has been around for a pre-AI. They're experienced engineers. They have a product that helps valets and rental car services, and they've been using Cursor. Well, they gave it a goal. Cursor ran into an issue of being authenticated on their database.
You couldn't log in.
Couldn't log in, which is authentication. And it's decided, I still need to accomplish my goal. It deleted their production database. This was their entire product wiped out. And they were rapidly trying to attempt to get it to stop doing what it was doing. And after the debrief with it, they asked, why did you do this? Well, and the AI went, well, I know I wasn't supposed to. I've got protections built in to not do this, but it was the fastest way to get to my goal. So I did it anyways. The thing that was
that's scary in its own right.
Right. Like it went, screw you. I'm going to do this anyways.
Skynet, anyone?
Yeah. And when they posted this to Twitter, the people that work at Cursor were like, holy crap, please get in contact with us. We don't know how it did that. And that's the power of these tools, is we're getting to a point of we don't know how it did it, even though the people that developed this development specific helper thought they put in enough guardrails so it wouldn't do that. But when I look at it from like a development standpoint, is like, wow, they gave it access and enough credentials to its production environments. This again wasn't necessarily AI's fault. AI went off and did whatever AI was going to do here to accomplish its goal. But the humans gave that tool, as if it was another human being, full access to development, test, and production.
They probably didn't consider the risk and felt that the reward was high enough that, hey, we're going to save X number of hours, or, get rid of some boring tasks that no one wants to do, or, make something a little more efficient, or improve the quality for experience for a customer, whatever it might be. But now they're in a situation, and of course, should we remind people that losing a database is probably far worse than losing the source code of the tool itself, because that's all the information you've collected from all your customers. I think it was millions of records.
Oh yeah, it went in and deleted the backups. Like it aggressively made sure it was still going to be able to log itself in to this empty database.
And we're not trying to fearmonger here. What's the lesson we take away from this, Gene?
Start small. Like it is start small and think about these things as if they are your junior employees. Would you give a junior developer all access to the development environments? Would you give a junior developer full access to your deployment scripts and environments? No, you would not, right? Would you give a junior employee full access to all of your clients and your emails and your confidential information? No, you would not. At least you shouldn't, right? Like, we'll preface that you shouldn't be doing that. And AI is the same way. Before you give AI just full access to something, is do a bit of like a risk analysis on, hey, if the worst case scenario happened here, as if we gave it to a junior employee, what would be the impact here? And start to work your way backwards from there. Because if you were to give your junior employee full access to your production environment and they RM-R'd it and wiped everything out, that would be catastrophic to your business. Same thing with AI, be it from reading your emails, writing your code. What are the things that you want to manage the permissions on? Yes, when you're dealing with it and working on it, it feels fun and it's exciting to watch it make code, move your emails around, but start giving it permissions one at a time. Test those out and make sure that whatever you're giving it access to won't actually cripple your business.
Yeah, and you do mean to also have to be on the bleeding edge of this technology. So much is changing so fast. 6 months ago, we were only just starting talking about agents. Now, it's not about chats anymore. It's about agents and agentic code. And where are we going to be 6 months from now? It's going to continue to evolve, and you may get to a place where, your boring old business. I'm not saying your business is boring, but most businesses are, and you should be if they're generating revenue. Doesn't need to take the risk at this time just to save a few bucks or to stay on top of technology. So many people are behind where AI is actually right now. And what tends to happen when technology moves this fast is that you might skip a few generations and leapfrog them when it comes time for you to maybe implement it.
Yeah. And just because these big frontier models are out there, we're not saying don't play with them. Definitely play with them, get used to them, understand what they can do. Shane, would be your one takeaway for the viewer to not step into this place of fear and mongering, but like cautious optimism?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent on continuous learning. And so there's nothing wrong with playing with something and seeing what it can do, but just be very cautious with putting it into the production environment or the live environment, or making it responsible for things that you shouldn't put a junior responsible for.
Yeah. Perfect. I love it. We'll see you next time on the bench. I don't know why we had to make it weird all the time.